Welcome to This Wasn't on the Test, the podcast where knowledge meets humor in the most unexpected ways. Join Dr. Jake and Dr. Kayla, a couple with doctorates in their respective fields, and their sister Kelsey, who may not have a PhD but sure knows how to keep things light with her quick humor and relatable take on the world. Whether you're a scholar or just a curious mind, this trio will make you laugh, think, and you might even learn something new. Tune in to find out why this wasn't on the test. Welcome back to This Wasn't on the Test. I'm here with my brother, Dr. Jake Berg, and my sister-in-law, Dr. Kayla Berg. My name is Kelsey, and we're back.
We're back, bitches.
We're back. We took an extended holiday on accident.
Just how summer is when you're a teacher and got kids and
shit happening, vacations happening.
We tried. I mean, we all brought our equipment and our stuff. We were on a family. I guess let's back up. Jake and Kayla went on a cruise.
Yes, we did. Well, let's back up even further. I went to the beach for a week.
Right.
Followed by me and Jake and Emmy went on a cruise to Alaska.
Followed by immediately coming up to Wisconsin, pretty much.
Correct.
For a 2-week extended vacay where fam trip kind of. So we had our stuff. We just didn't do it. So we needed a little break, which was fine. We're all busy, so now we're back.
We were doing too much other shit.
Yeah, we're doing too much. We had like too many big ambitions. Someday when this is our only job, we can record through a vacation like that.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Right. Someday we'll be
We're only like
famous podcasters.
We're only like 4 months in. 3, 4, something like that.
Yeah, I mean that.
I'm like, oh, we were on such a good roll getting episodes out. I'm like, oh, now we stopped the streak, and it's like, oh, there's nobody sitting there like waiting and asking for the next episode to come out. So.
That's a lie. I've had two people are like, when are you coming back?
I apologize to those 2 people, but
sorry, Jenny. Sorry, Alicia.
To our 2 followers.
It's Jenny and Alicia.
We're sorry. I don't know them.
Yeah, you know Jen. Jenny's my aunt. You're literally at the lake house with her.
She's nothing to Kelsey.
She's nothing. She doesn't even matter at all to Kelsey.
I don't know who that is. I don't know. Actually, my friend Jenny, I think, listens every once in a while too.
No, Jenny and Alicia listen like when the episodes come out. To my aunt, my Aunt Jenny in Wisconsin.
That was so cute when your Aunt Jenny was like, I feel like I really know you really well because I listen to your podcast.
Right?
If only she knew. Actually, she probably knows now after spending a day with me that I'm so much more unhinged, not on the podcast, because I have to tiptoe a little bit to not piss my brother off. So,
What are you talking about?
Alicia's favorite part of the podcast is how much Jake is over our bullshit all the time.
It's so funny. I was like, we'll be recording. I'm like, Jake hates us. Jake hates this so much.
But he's the one that every time is like, when are we recording again? When are we getting together? What time are we doing this?
Because I have to be the one to organize it.
Yeah, he's the glue that holds us together.
He is the glue. Jake, I think all of this is to say we love you, even if you don't love us.
We do.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. This week, Jake sent me a reel of a cat. Like it was like a
tiger
zooming into a cat, and then all of a sudden the cat put up the middle finger like it was flipping me off, and it was so funny because it was just like this AI furry cat middle finger.
It was a good one. Well, me and you send a lot of those back and forth to each other to like send this to somebody, you don't say anything, and like middle finger ones where it starts as one thing and then the middle finger happens. And I thought that one was particularly good because it just looked like a tiger running at the screen, and then the tiger stops and gives the middle finger. So
yeah,
that was a good one.
That was funny. He also sends me a lot of ones that's like, oh, wow, I found my sister at the zoo, and it's like a hairless monkey that's just like looks like cracked
too.
out.
Oh my God, Jake, I sent her all the kinds of those ones too.
Yeah, she does.
We have very high opinions of you, Kelsey.
Wow.
She sends it back to me, so it's not all one.
I also send her ones about like, like, oh, I hate my sister-in-law, and like, can't relate.
Yeah, and then they're like having
a great time. I do send some
like
nice ones too.
I like those ones. I send some nice ones too. But I've always known you guys have both hated me since the day I dipped French fries in au jus. So
hated.
Actually,
that was the
day
most hilarious thing that ever happened.
Oh my god! I
suppose we have to tell that story now. I said that was the most hilarious thing that ever happened.
Yeah. I mean, maybe for you guys,
we probably need to tell that story now. You want to do it, Kelsey?
So a little bit of background: Kelsey was a diehard vegetarian for a hot second, like a pretentious vegetarian.
Well, I would say more like Kelsey liked to be the contrarian person in the family.
There is that.
Pretentiously.
Kelsey was an annoying attention whore.
Yeah.
Still
at that time.
Bitches.
Less annoying, still an attention whore.
Mm-hmm.
That's...
it is Leo season, and that
like
is a very big Leo trait.
That makes sense.
Just like you being a Bears fan for a little bit.
Yes. Oh my God, I remember that.
That was kind of the
Do you guys want to know that anytime I'm on like the dating apps and I match with a guy that's from Chicago, I always am like, I have a great Chicago Bears story for you. That's like my opening line.
You're like, I was a fake Bears fan for a minute just to be a dick.
Yep.
Oh my God. Anyways, so we were
wait, back to Chicago Bears. You all know I struggle in school. I struggled hard, and I pretended to be a Bears fan, and I got wonderful extra credit. The only credit that I got probably in Miss Winblad's class because she hated me. And all I had to do was to pretend to be a Chicago Bears fan. So that's why I passed the 5th grade.
Wow. Anyways, so this one night we were at Perkins, which was kind of our go-to hangout restaurant. Jake and I were in college.
But, you missed a part of this.
What part
Wasn't
did I
this
miss?
at the end of Kelsey taking us across the state to go to the thing late at night?
Yeah, I took like Halloween haunted house, Christian haunted house.
Oh my God. Girl,
you forgot that part of the story.
Can I tell you, I had a t-shirt from that place for the longest time.
Yeah, that was all the rage.
The nightmare. There it is. It's in the middle of freaking nowhere, though, is the problem.
Yep.
So they're basically like, if you smoke meth and drink and drive, you're going to hell.
You're going to hell.
This is what it looks like, cages.
The demons will grab your ankles.
Yeah. All the haunted house
like
rooms
burning leaves. Someone's going to get a coat hanger abortion at a party.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh my God.
Sounds fun.
That is, wow.
Yeah, that was the impetus of this part.
Okay.
So, forget about the details of that, but suffice to say, Kelsey couldn't drive yet, and Kayla and I took her to the thing, which I don't even think we ended up going, right?
I think we got there in the line.
It was raining
so
and
the
long.
line was insane, and so we decided to
And it was raining, so we drove the hour and a half there, got in line for like half an hour, and like moved 10 feet with 400 people in front of us.
Gave up, and went to
drove
Perkins.
The hour and a half, and we're like, well, we're
out now.
Yeah. So we go to Perkins, which is like a 24-hour diner.
It's like Denny's.
And
do people not know what Perkins is?
Perkins isn't a thing down here. There are no Perkins down here.
I think there was one in Indianapolis.
I think the nearest one was Indianapolis, which is like 2.5 hours from us.
Anyway, we didn't just go to this place where this happened. This was after all this stuff and at like 1 or 2 in the morning.
That's the only time you go to Perkins is 1 or 2 in the morning.
Historically, yes.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Anyways, so Jake's favorite food at that point in time was a French dip sandwich, which comes with a little cup of au jus sauce to dip your sandwich in. And so Kelsey's done with her food, and she starts eating some of Jake's fries off the plate, and the au jus had like spilled everywhere. And so the fries had like au jus on them, and she's like, God, this is really good. And then so she starts like dipping the fries in the au jus.
I'm like going ham.
Yeah. And Jake and I the whole time are like knowing what's happening and knowing that Kelsey is like deeply committed, born again vegetarian. like going ham on this au jus, and we're like, okay, dude, make your own choices.
Glad you like it.
I mean, best of luck to you. And that's all of a sudden she goes, what is au jus anyways? And we're both like, meat juice. And she like putting a fry to her mouth, her like jaw just like hangs open, and she like sets the fry down, like mortified, horrified that she had been eating the shit out of these au jus fries. Oh my God, it was the best.
That is one of the funnier things I've done.
I mean, we could just make a podcast out of that. That's what this could be from now on.
This could just be us making fun
All
of
the
you.
dumb shit that I've done in my life.
A for effort, cosmetology.
Which leads me into, I was going to say, did I tell you guys my cosmetology?
But
tragedy.
Tragically, you can't do that. So
We should name this whole podcast Kelsey's Life is a Tragedy.
Yep.
We would be on air for years.
Honestly, maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we'll get all the followers then, because it's about me.
Oh my God. And we're back. And we're back to the attention whore. Okay.
Anyway, so
Did
we're
we
back.
mention
All
that
of
we
this to
both
say
have
we're back.
doctorates?
Did we mention we both went to school for a lot of years and wrote a really big important paper, and now we're both fucking doctors?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we've done the
yeah.
work to be the attention whores. This is our show now.
Unfortunately, I'm much better at being attention whore than you guys are.
Yeah, you are.
It's like in my blood.
We're humble. That's right.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
The
right, exactly.
most humble.
Mm-hmm. I'm really humble too.
I'm the most humble.
I'm the most humble.
Oh my
All right.
God.
Tell us about your cosmetology.
Oh yeah, you want me to tell that story really quick?
Hell yeah.
So I work at a college, and we have like a bunch of construction happening right now, and my boss asked me to design some directional signage that was going to be printed like huge, like in 4 feet by 3 feet, gigantic, so you could see it from the road.
Like sandwich
Signage
board
that says-
size.
Sandwich board size,
Yeah.
that says, our event center this way, second stairway to second level this way, with an arrow or whatever, and one of the words was cosmetology. So I typed it all up, whatever, and had the signs printed. Mind you,
Hang on, let's
I
back
had
up to
four.
the... Yes.
I had 4 different people on a college campus, 4, proofread this. So it's not my fault. I mean, it is my fault I did it at first, but I was really concerned about spelling entrance properly, because I kept on spelling it wrong. Entrance. I kept on spelling it ENTERENCE. I don't know. Don't ask. I could not get my mind around it. And so I was so concerned that that was correct on all of the things that I didn't catch.
Jake is like dying.
It's the place where you enter.
It's the entrance.
Entrance, there should be an E there. Where you enter? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was so concerned about entrance that I spelled cosmetology, like the Cosmo magazine, COSMOTOLGY.
Oh, GY.
Is that how I spelled it? Cosmetology. Whatever. And I sent it off to 4 different people. I even showed it to my boss. So, and everybody was like, yeah, looks great. Send it to the printer. So I sent it to the printer, got them printed, had my team put them up. The next fucking morning, I get a message. The president saw the signs, and the word cosmetology is spelt incorrectly. So, of course, it's not just anybody that sees the spelling mistake. It's the president. So we had to have the signs redone. Oh, yeah. So welcome to my life.
Kelsey's going to be a cosmetologist.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I was enrolled in beauty school for a while. Did you guys know that?
No.
Define a while.
Week and a half.
Yeah.
Enough.
And how many
to get all
classes
of
did you take?
I didn't take any classes.
So you literally you were enrolled.
You
that's it.
enrolled, and that was it.
I was enrolled, yeah.
Okay.
And then I decided the day of the first day of classes that I was not gonna go.
Oh my God. When was this?
when I lived in Wausau as like a 17-year-old, I moved out before I turned 17.
Before
That like
17
summer
or
after high
18?
school. No, before I turned 18. Because I have a summer birthday, which is next week. Harry Potter's birthday.
Oh my God.
Anyways, and so I got a job though at the snowboarding shop, like the ski and snowboard shop, and that was cool. That was way cooler than going to cosmetology school. So that's what I did. Is I quit cosmetology school and worked at a snowboard
And
shop.
then what happened in your life?
I was saying, then what happened, Kelsey? You want to tell us?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Nope.
You want to tell us what happened next?
Nope.
Okay.
We're not talking about
And then
it.
there's like a 10-year period where Kelsey now has amnesia about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was previously suffered from dementia, and I am recovered.
Amazing.
A very specific period of amnesia.
Yeah, it was weird. Really weird. Really, really weird. I came out of it, and I have 2 kids. I don't know how that happened.
I mean, I can tell you how I assume it happened.
50 first dates.
50 first dates. Hi, I'm Tom.
You guys didn't know I'm still wearing a purity ring. I am the virgin Kelsey.
Mm.
Okay. Dude, you want to hear something funny? I think if I go digging or rifling around in my jewelry box, that my purity ring is probably still in there.
I know exactly where my purity ring is.
I know where, like, if it's going to be anywhere, I know exactly where it is. If it's not there, then it's gone.
It's right here on my hand.
The fuck
Just
it.
kidding.
Oh my God.
You didn't forget that?
No, it's not.
No, but I do actually know where it is. So you should find yours too, because we should start wearing them as a joke.
We should, you know what we should do? We should do like married couple wedding ring on hand photos, but with our purity ring.
Oh
my God. I mean, I have your wedding ring in my jewelry box too.
Yeah, you do. I should sell that.
You need to sell that. Oh my gosh.
That can pay for us to go to Disney.
Would it though?
No.
Exactly. I was gonna say,
No.
did it come out of a gumball machine?
No, it's real. It's a real diamond.
I love that for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's vintage.
You don't want to keep it forever and treasure it for the rest of your life?
No.
Hmm.
Definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not. Okay, well, should we get into it? I honestly have you texted earlier today. It was like, we're going to do our personal things. I don't remember what that was. So I also am currently still suffering from amnesia. So why don't you guys tell us what we're talking about today?
I mean, do you want to go first, Jake? Do you want both of us to tell you what we're talking about and then you can decide who goes first?
Yes, tell me what you guys are talking about and then I will decide.
I'll
tell you guys who I like the most.
Well, I know it's me. It's fine. I'm going to talk about the Oceangate Titan submersible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Formula 1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Jake, go first.
Fuck off.
Oh, okay.
He was not expecting that. He was like, it's me? I would like everyone to know that I'm raw dogging this topic. I have
me.
0 notes. Nothing is color coded.
I have questions prepared.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about question.
Jeez.
I've got nothing. It's right here.
Think of some questions.
See,
See, this is why I chose Jake to go first.
Fuck off. Hey, what's this notebook for? Can I use it?
You can use it. Okay. So, I mean, I guess like we pick personal topics just as a thing to talk about. Something that's not necessarily within our domain of science, but something we're interested in and know a lot about. And
Yeah.
so mine is
Which
Actually, yours does kind of fall into your domain because there's so much physics involved in racing.
it does. And that's a part of why I like it so much. So I guess just like to start with, before we go into like actually talking about it, like I started following Formula 1 in
2013.
2013
Because it was when I was
while Kayla was pregnant.
It was when I was pregnant with Emmy, because every Sunday he would watch Formula 1 and I would take a nap.
Yeah, the
That's
engine
valid.
noise would be
The sound of the race cars was oddly soothing, and I would just sleep on the couch while he watched Formula 1 every Sunday. It was the greatest.
Maybe Jake's next vehicle should be a Formula One car, and then he can strap you to it and drive around town, and you can fall asleep on the roof.
I fall asleep in any car. That's not a problem.
There's no roofs on. Not a roof on a Formula One car.
Yeah, Kelsey. Jesus Christ, you know nothing?
Yeah, no, nothing.
But anyway, I've been following it religiously since then. Like, only missed a handful of races. Sometimes I'll stay up till 2 a.m. or whatever to watch a race, because like there's so many factors of why I like Formula One. Like, physics is one. I like the worldwideness. Like, they travel to all these different countries every race, all over the entire world. But that makes watching it difficult, because some of them take place at 2 a.m. because they always race at about 3-ish p.m. wherever they are. Like, there's good drama and big personalities, so it's fun to follow like the people that are within it. The technology is really interesting. Like, they do a lot of like pioneering of new technologies to like try to make their race cars go faster. And a lot of the teams that are in Formula One are, actual car manufacturers. So it's kind of a way for them to do R&D on this competitive thing that can sometimes turn into practical road car advances and stuff like that.
I started paying attention because Lewis Hamilton is hot.
and Kayla likes Lewis Hamilton.
He's very hot.
And
Yeah,
Kimi
he's
and Kimi
sexy.
Räikkönen is hilarious.
Kimi Räikkönen's hilarious. He's not
And Lewis
racing
Hamilton
anymore.
is I know he's not.
Personalities are just phenomenal. So it's always
Lewis
fun
Hamilton's
to
hot as
listen
hell.
to them. I mean, all of them are. That's kind of a requirement
I was gonna
for
say,
Formula One.
I was gonna say,
Jack, do you
they're
have the
all
hot?
very
Do you have the
sexy.
hots for the Formula
No,
One
I'm just
drivers?
saying that's how it is.
No, Lewis Hamilton is categorically hotter than the rest of them.
Okay.
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 He's like, I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah.
Jake's like, I don't think any of them are that hot, so here we are.
But what else? Then obviously, like, the physics part of it, that I mentioned that, but like there's a lot that goes into that. So yeah, a lot of different factors of why I like it. And I don't know, if you all have any questions that you've been interested in, I can answer them. But as far as like questions for this episode goes, we can just go right into it. And my first question is, why is it called Formula One?
Oh. I feel like Kayla probably knows this, so let me try answering
Don't
first.
know this.
I specifically tried to come up with questions that Kayla would have a hard time answering.
Thanks, Jake.
I mean, I know there's Formula 1, 2, 3, and 4, maybe. Like, there's different, like, levels of it.
There is now. They didn't always call it Formula 2, Formula 3. Used to be GP2,
'Cause, like,
GP3.
I have a guess.
Oh, okay. So, like, the different number is, like, the level of racing. So, like, 1 is, like,
The
the
top.
most professional. The top. I don't know what formula, though. Something with figuring out a physics formula. I don't know.
Okay, Kayla.
I was going to say something about, like, when Formula One racing first started, maybe it was, like, the specific formula of gasoline that they ended up using for it. Like, they had, here's
No.
all the... No, okay, never mind.
Yeah, so this is rooted in racing series. There's kind of two different distinctions. I can't think of the term suddenly. Yeah, I can't think of the term, but for lack of a better term, I'll call it standardized. There's standardized, and then there's open, is sometimes they'll call it. So standardized basically means that all of the cars need to be on par with each other, like as a rule of racing in the series. Like, the cars are either all built by the same team, and the teams can't modify many things on it or anything like that, or something like a lot more open, like Formula One, and they call that, like, the set of guidelines of how you can construct your car is called the formula. So there's like a gigantic document of regulations about what, like, you're allowed to do to build your car. So like for
That's
IndyCar, for example, is a standardized format where like all the cars are the same, all the engines are the same. They can make small changes to like wing angles and stuff like that, but that's about the limit of what you can do. Whereas Formula One, all of the teams have to build the cars from scratch every year within the guidelines, like every single element of it. So all of the cars end up looking quite different from each other.
And different from their previous versions year to year.
Yes, yeah, because they change the regulations every year to like part of it is that they don't want the teams to get comfortable with a formula, so that they're forced to make changes every year.
So why is it Formula One specifically?
I mean, the one part is like what Kelsey was saying, is it's just the top. But like Formula 2, 3, those are also constructed series where they're not open. I think they just brought it in more in line terminology, even though they aren't a formula series. They called them that now. But that's where like the formula.
But can't like the top racers from like 2 end up racing into 1? Like that's how they
typically
get into the next level.
Yeah. There's a series on Netflix now that like it is a thing about the Formula One Academy, which is an entire
that's even newer
league, I guess, an entire
it's
class,
a series.
whatever series of all female racers.
Oh, cool.
And it's called the Formula One Academy.
Yeah, there's a history to that
cool.
one too.
I know, it's pretty cool.
So they used to have the W series. That was the first thing, and that was the first all women's series. Which they did it for a few years, and then that organization went bankrupt. But then Formula One, the company, decided to start their own thing, and that's when they started the Formula One Academy, which I think is going to be a lot more successful overall because they're tied directly to Formula One, and actually each of the drivers in Formula One Academy is, I wouldn't say sponsored's not the right word, but they're like get to race under the banner of one of the Formula One teams. So the Formula One Academy, they're
like nested under that team, the umbrella of that team.
Have access to the actual Formula One team that they're working for, and their cars, look like the Formula One cars and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and they follow Formula One too. Like they'll race on the same weekend as Formula One.
Oh, so it's like the same travel schedule.
Yeah. A lot less races,
That's
but
cool.
Yes.
Yeah. When we went to the Indy race in Milwaukee, there was one girl that was like racing with all the guys, and every single time her car came around the track, I'd start crying.
She won the W Series twice, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I was like sobbing. Every time her car, I was like, ooh.
Oh my God.
I probably cried like 30 times that day.
Yeah.
Still go back to you cried watching the Kentucky Derby racehorses on TV in my living room.
It's so pathetic.
Just, I don't think pathetic is the right word. Like, it's not pathetic. It's just, you're kind of a lot.
Wow, that's better.
You're just an emotional girl.
Yeah, emo girl.
Oh,
okay, cool. Well, I like Formula One a lot.
Do you have more questions? Where's the rest of the questions?
I got more questions.
Oh, Kelsey was like wrapping it up.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm just saying I like Formula One a lot.
Okay.
It's interesting. Yeah, okay, and that's enough from Jake now. Kayla, you're talking about.
That's what it sounds like.
Remember.
Cool. You don't remember from 3 minutes ago? Do you actually have amnesia?
No, I do. I just remembered just
Jesus
now.
Christ.
The Titanic, submersible.
I knew she was going to say that.
I quit this podcast. I would like to tender my resignation.
The Titanic submersible. Anyways. Yeah, so that's a little bit, that's why it's called Formula One, a little bit of the background about how it like the motivation for the teams and stuff like that. Kind of going towards the physics side of it. Each of the teams has like a whole team of aerodynamicists, and other teams that are all just monitoring the different performance, like heat and heat dissipation.
Dissipation.
Yeah, whatever that word is.
Cosmology.
There's a lot of physics that goes into how the car performs. Aerodynamics is probably like the main one that's obvious. So they do a lot of drawings, making pieces, testing those pieces in wind tunnels, trying to get the airflow. And so like what's really interesting about Formula One cars is that they they try to reduce drag to lower it so that the car can go fast, but also the drag is equal to like downforce, and also they need to move the car to cool it. So like these things don't have like a radiator that keeps the components cool. Because they're moving so fast, they take advantage of the air rushing past to cool the car. So it's actually like really bad for a Formula One car to sit still. So like if they have to turn the engine on, but like sit in the pit waiting for
they run the
a
risk
green
of
light
overheating.
or whatever, they can overheat any of various components. So there's
I didn't know that.
There's a lot of like little ducts and everything to channel air all around the car to add more downforce, to move air to a spot where a part might be getting hot, all that type of things. Like the brakes will have little ducts to send air directly onto where they need the air to go to cool the brakes.
Wow.
All these things.
So does every race car have to have like the same like amount of ducts and stuff, like cooling components, or is it just like up to each different race team? Do they end up being similar, or is it like, like I feel like that would be an area that would be like a trick of the trade, like this person might be faster because they figured out the better.
I don't know exactly how they phrase it in the regulation documentation. I mean, it is defined, but there's a lot of liberty. Usually I think it might be something like from the center of the chassis to 50 centimeters in either direction, you can only have 10 elements or something like that. Okay. But you're free to shape the elements however you want, type of thing. So you can have 10 little elements of carbon fiber shaped in whichever manner that you want to make the air go wherever. And you're right. Like, that's a whole thing that the teams are evolving constantly throughout every single season, is they show up and have one thing they think works, and then they'll go drive that weekend and go like, oh, we're actually performing worse than all the other. We need to replace the floor of the car to have a different setup of air to try to change where the air goes to get different performance. Mm-hmm. So that type of thing.
Does every component have a computer on it that reads into like a system that somebody's like only job is to be like watching the air take and stuff?
For the aerodynamics, it's harder, but for a lot of the other components, yes, there's sensors.
Wow.
So
cool.
Brakes, hydraulics, engine performance, all that stuff will have sensors on it. They will, if you ever watch practice, they will put like, it almost looks like a metal grid that they'll hang on the car, and like on each spot, each vertex of the grid will have a airflow sensor. And then they'll drive the car around with that on there, and then that'll give them like real performance of the airflow around the car. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. So all that being said, that these are highly performant cars,
how much does it cost to manufacture like one of these cars?
It's hard to say. I would probably put it in the area of like $30 million.
Jesus Christ.
What?
So
I was going to say like $1 million.
You were going to say like $1 million?
Should I ask ChatGPT?
Yeah, or just ask freaking, I don't know, Google, Siri.
Well,
oh yeah.
So the thing is, they have a cost cap now in Formula One. So they kind of had the problem like baseball, and baseball, like
better performing teams had more money.
LA and the New York teams have a payroll of like $700 million a year because there's no salary cap. They used to have that issue in Formula One. So you'd have like 3 teams that spent $1 billion on Formula One every year. And those would be the top 6 cars.
It says the FIA introduced a budget cap of around $135 million per team per season.
Yeah.
Okay, so 135 is for 2 cars. But does that
But that's the
budget
whole
cap,
season.
Does that encompass the entire team?
The
like
staff.
include like salaries and stuff too? Okay.
Yep. Drivers.
It says it excludes
driver
engine
salaries
development, driver salaries, and marketing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, working on the car and manufacturing it and the travel.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And everything is included in that cost cap.
I kind of like that. I feel like it, yeah. Like, I mean, it does the intended purpose. It evens the playing field to make it more interesting.
And from a competitive standpoint, the better you do in one season, the lower your cap is the next season.
Oh.
So try to give the other teams a chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you win
like
the season, you're gonna you are allowed to spend the least amount of money of the team.
Oh. So is there like a sliding scale of money? Like
it's proportional to where you finish.
Right. Okay.
And wind tunnel time too is the other thing.
What do you mean by that?
So, like, you know how I said like they just manufacture pieces, go and test them in the wind tunnel. Well, you can only do that so many times. They have a limit on how much time they can run a wind tunnel testing things.
Oh.
And the teams, the better you do, the less time that you're allowed. So, I mean, here's part of maybe a little taste of like where the drama and controversy comes in is that some of these teams have like, I wouldn't say cooperation, well, probably behind the scenes. That's the thing. Is some of these teams are kind of like affiliated with each other to help each other, but that's against the rules. But there's a lot of like, did they secretly share information with each other type things? Or like, there's been stuff like, why did this team got like used this time and this other team, it's like one team would like get another team to test the part that they're trying to test to get around the like time that they're allowed because they're like particularly like Red Bull and RB because they're like the same exact company. So it's like, oh, the RB was testing the floor that ended up on the Red Bull the next week. How did that happen? You know?
Wow.
That's an extreme example, but like that's the type of thing that speculation and everything happens in Formula One. What I was getting to was that all of these things equal a very high performance car. And my second question, which is interesting and relates to that, is how fast can a Formula One car go from 300 kilometers per hour, so around 200 miles per hour, or 300 kilometers, did I say that? 300 kilometers per hour, which is like 200 miles per hour. Oh my gosh. Go from that to 0 to like a standstill.
Oh my gosh, with their brakes?
Yep. Like you're just going in a straight line, going top speed, down to stopping still.
1.3 seconds.
Oh.
Kelsey said 6 seconds. You already said it, so you're in.
I was way off. No, that's fine. Yeah.
No, I don't know if that's the answer. That's my guess.
Oh.
Kelsey is a little closer.
Fuck.
But it's in between you two.
Woo!
It's like between 3 and 4 seconds, which is absolutely insane. Like think of driving your road car on the highway going 70 miles per hour and like just trying to slow down.
How did that make Kelsey closer? Like, listen, let's think about this mathematically. If it's 3 to 4 seconds.
If it's 4 seconds and she said 6 seconds, that's 2 seconds away. And you said.
No, but if it's 3 to 4 seconds, if we're doing a range, then she was 2 to 3 seconds off. 3 to 4 seconds, I was between 1.7 and 2.7 seconds off. My range is smaller, therefore I guessed better.
Good job, Kelsey.
What the fuck? I hate this game. I hate you all.
But
still festering about the ladder in the barn.
Think about like just trying to like slow down to like slow traffic suddenly on the highway. and you're just like slamming on the brakes where you're maybe scrubbing off 20 miles per hour in your road car
Yeah.
in 2 to 3 seconds. So like in the same time for your road car to scrub off 20 miles per hour, a Formula One car can go from 200 miles an hour to stopped. So it's just insane.
That is crazy.
So there's a lot of cars that can go as fast or faster than a Formula One car. I mean, like dragsters can go a lot faster than Formula One cars. It's the acceleration that makes them impressive. And I mean that in terms of like, yes, just straight line speed going from a low speed to a high speed and a high speed to a low speed, but also side to side. Like they can take corners way faster than any other car. Like dragsters, they can go way faster than Formula One cars, but they cannot turn at all, right?
Yeah, it's just a straight line.
Formula One car can do it all in terms of car performance. So it's just really impressive in that regard.
Yeah.
So, and then my third question is also kind of related to physics and performance, but
Of course it is.
I think everybody has seen race cars that kind of like will go like back and forth. They'll weave on the track, particularly
I
like.
think I know the answer to this.
I think I might know the answer to this.
Yeah.
one too.
So why are I call them the silly weaves? Why are they important?
Kelsey, you want to go?
Doesn't it have?
I'm 90% sure I know this one.
I think it has something to do with, like keeping their temperatures or their tires at their correct temperature.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's
Because that helps the car stick to the road.
Right. So
Got it right.
yeah. But why does it help?
Because it keeps them warm so that they stick to the road better.
How does keeping them warm help them stick to the road?
Because then they're
'Cause
like sticky.
Tacky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like more so like helps like stick around turns and stuff, right? Like that's why they can go so fast around turns, because of the science behind making sure that their tires are at the perfect temperature to like do the speeds that they need to do.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
they even have like the wraparound hand warmers for the tires.
yeah. Yeah. Well, what I'm getting at is that it melts the rubber to a degree, right?
Yeah.
So
That's
that
what we
it's
said.
kind of pliable.
It's exactly what Kelsey and I said.
Okay. Yes, it is. I mean, you did, but you didn't say that it like melts the rubber is what I was saying. But like, why didn't you say it the way I wanted you to say it? That's what I'm saying. But yeah, a lot about tires. In Formula One and a lot of racing series, they use slick tires, which means no tread at all. So like you have the entire.
That's what I have on my Toyota RAV4 too.
Yeah, you drive any road car long enough. That's what you get. You get Formula One performance.
Formula One performance.
That's not how it works on your RAV4, Kelsey.
But so that means that like you have a full patch of contact with the road. So you have that all that rubber that's pliable and melty sticking to the ground that helps you grab on and when you're turning the wheel and stuff like that. But in Formula One, like they have different compounds, and IndyCar does too, but like there's different tires that have different performance. So like the company that makes the tires in Formula One, it's Pirelli.
I knew that you should have asked that question. I knew the answer.
Well, I didn't. But like the different compounds they make every year, and they have like basically like different rates of like hardness of the tire, so that it like when they're trying to get heat into it, it melts at a different rate, which means that the tires are better or worse at sticking to the ground and giving them that grip to turn. So there's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah.
And then even they have to be really careful with the tires too. Like trying to think of like cheese. This is going to be kind of a weird analogy.
Oh God.
But think about like you have a block of cheese, a melty one, and you melt it,
Mm-hmm.
and then you would let it sit and it hardens again. But
Yeah.
it never goes back to like that same hardness like it was a fresh piece of cheese, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that type of thing happens with the tires. So if something happens where they like are keeping like temperature into the tires and it's kind of in this state of half melted that's giving them the grip, but then maybe a crash happens
Yeah.
and they have to slow down. Well, then that lowers the temperature and it makes it solidify, and you get that kind of that weird, like you've put the cycle of heat through the tire and now it's going to behave differently when you try to heat it back up. So
Mhm.
there's a lot that goes into like the engineering, and the driver needs to be aware of this, like about like how much
The
stress
feel.
they've put into the tire and how many cycles they've put the tires through to get the most performance out of it.
Yeah. I've
So-
always found it interesting, like when watching Formula One, like sometimes they'll be like really surprised because certain drivers will like stretch their tires on their last couple of laps, and they're like, are they going to come in for a pit stop? If they do, they're going to, lose whatever so and so time they have. But if they don't, like they might blow a tire, and like
Yeah.
it's just such a fine science to like how they operate their vehicles.
Yeah. Because also like the tires are the rubber is just like flying off of the tires, like literally and physically off the tires to like
Mhm.
not even like a minuscule amount, like a very tangible amount of rubber gets just shot off the tires as they drive.
Yeah.
Oh, and the rate that the rubber comes off of the tire also is dependent on the way that you drive. So like what you were just saying is that there's some drivers that seem to know the tricks that less rubber goes off the tire while still doing lap times the same, which means that they can do more laps than others on the tires
same set
before
of
they have to
tires.
come in. So when they come in, they have fresher tires than the others and, perform
Mhm.
better. So yeah.
I think that part of it is so interesting.
So like when they stop, how many times they stop, the whole
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
pit stop strategy.
Yeah. Like
It gets even more
there's so much
interesting
to it.
when the weather gets weird.
Yeah. Whether you just have no idea, like they're all just making guesses at that point in time. There's almost, I wouldn't say there's
they don't
no
really
strategy.
cancel the races,
They have canceled races. Yes.
but they don't. It doesn't seem like it doesn't
Not
seem
very
like rain
off-
really does
no.
it. Like it has to be pretty severe.
No, they'll delay it, and wait for the rain to let up.
But then it's interesting, especially when it's like spotty rain. If it's like, okay, do we stay on the wet tires? Do we go to the dry tires
Yeah,
now?
the-
Is it
the
going to keep
transition-
raining? Is it going to, yeah, like that's the best part.
The transition between wet and dry or dry and to wet is
When to
where
transition,
it's really
how long is it
interesting.
going to rain? Is it going to keep raining the whole time? Do we switch? Is it about to stop? Should we switch over to dry? Like it's,
Yeah,
that part's,
because the tires when they're running in the rain have tread to them, but that means that there's
Yeah.
a lot less of the tire contacting the ground, and so there's like a definitive point where you
they're no longer
can
beneficial.
go really slow in the corners on a slick tire, but go like pedal to the floor on the straights and go faster than like as fast as you can drive normally with the treaded tires.
Sure.
So I could go on and on and on and on just because there's so many elements of it. But I thought those questions were indicative
Yeah,
of
those were really good
the
questions.
interesting
Pretty
things there.
succinct.
So when are we going to a Formula One race?
Oh my
As soon as
God.
possible.
Our best bet is Texas.
Yeah, they do 3 in the U.S. now. There's
They-
Miami and Las Vegas.
Vegas, that's the other one.
I mean, there's also Canada.
Texas, though. Why do we have to go to two of the most horrible
I
states?
I know. Where in Canada do they race?
Montreal.
That would be fun.
That's actually the closest one to Kelsey, I believe.
That makes sense.
We're kind of in the middle. Of all
of them.
Of all of them.
I mean, I would love to go to Miami though, because I like the sun. I'm a sun worshiper. But
We know.
Heard that one is
Yeah.
in particular is. I mean, well, they're all really, really expensive, but the Canadian one would be probably the cheapest.
Let's go to Monaco.
Or would it be cheaper to go to Europe?
I'll say let's go to Monaco.
Yes, actually. I mean, you'd pay a lot to get to Europe, but the races themselves aren't too bad. I don't think.
Pennies.
Okay, Kelsey. Can we afford Monaco? That answer is no.
We can't afford to stay in a place in Monaco, but if we want to sleep on the street, we could afford to go there.
Yeah.
Well, and the problem is like half the people in Monaco just watch the race from their yachts.
Yeah. We got to go to like the UK
No, I know.
for one, because I feel like we can
Silverstone.
afford to live. We can afford to live there. We can afford to like go to the UK
To
and
not
get an Airbnb.
sleep on the
Yeah.
streets.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of European ones that would be definitely affordable.
Kelsey's plotting.
UK. I'd really like to go to Belgium.
That'd
Well,
be
let's
fun.
do that one.
Done.
That's where
one
they
of our
are this
homelands.
weekend.
That's where they are this weekend.
Yeah.
Would be a
So if
perfect
we
weekend
can-
for
When's
it.
the next flight out
Yeah,
to
let's
Belgium?
go.
Hang on. Let me
Oh, you had to say it.
listen.
She wants to look and see how much it would cost us. I'm sure tickets are astronomical being this last minute.
I
I
would,
just
You
feel
never know,
like
though.
it's like a
I would fly from Nashville.
I do have my one friend that is a flight attendant for Ryanair in Europe, and she always says, just get to the cheapest place in Europe and she'll fly me anywhere that I want to go.
that's a good deal.
So, sometimes you can find flights from Chicago into different places in Europe for $200. It just depends on, hitting it at the right time. Well, while Kayla looks up the flight prices to Belgium, Jake, do you have anything else for us on the topic of Formula One?
Well, like I said, I got a million things we could talk about, but those were the ones that I had come up with.
Have you seen the Formula One movie yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Do you want?
So, one person from Chicago to Brussels, if you leave on Friday, is $1,300
Oh, that's actually cheaper than I thought it would have been.
For one person.
for one person.
Yeah. For how last minute it is to get there, and that there's a Formula One race going on.
I got you one better. Just get to London. You can get anywhere from London. If you only go to London, it's only $900. From
Better.
Chicago to London, it's $900 for one person.
Well, like Elsie was saying, I mean, in Europe, like
Getting from place to place.
if you can figure out a way to drive or something like that, like it can really go anywhere.
Yeah. Yep. It's true. Great. Well, I would personally love to encourage anybody that hasn't watched a Formula One race to watch it, because it actually is really fun. We kind of give Jake a little bit of shit, like when we are on like family vacations or like not work things, family like weekends or whatever, that he always is watching the Formula One on Sunday, and on Saturday watches the time trials. But like, we always give him shit, but it actually is really fun to watch.
He'll even do it where if we're like traveling on a Sunday and there's a race, he'll be like, okay, can you just drive the first hour and a half so I can finish watching the race on my phone?
Mm.
Which, I mean, I don't mind.
True fan.
He's a true fan. How
Yep.
did you,
Well, thanks.
how did you end up in Formula One? Like, I don't like all of a sudden we were just watching it and I don't understand how we got here.
Do you want to know the real reason?
Is it because you thought Lewis Hamilton was hot?
No,
Oh.
it's really nerdy.
It's really what?
Nerdy.
Of course it is.
I mean, like at that point in time, that's like when like the video game Let's Playing was starting out. There was
The video
some
game what?
Let's Play videos on YouTube
Okay.
was starting, and one of the people that I watched started playing the current Formula One video game. They were playing the video game
For Formula One.
for Formula
And
One.
you're like, let me
I
watch
was like,
this.
this is cool. I want to check this out, like the real thing. And I left the YouTube thing in the dust and watched real Formula One.
Oh,
And here we are.
here we are. Full on nerd with a whole driving console
Yep.
at his fingertips.
Can we get a picture of that for the Instagram?
Yeah.
I think I have a video of me crashing a car within seconds of getting behind.
Oh yeah,
the
that thing
wheel,
is hard.
too.
That is harder than it looks to do. He's even got like driving gloves for his fake Formula 1 car.
That is so nerdy.
But he puts up with my bullshit, so I love him.
Yeah, that's true. Get the man anything he wants.
Pretty much.
Well, cool. That was really exciting. We're gonna move on from Formula 1. Thanks, Jake. Over to talk about the submersible.
You're just going to leave it at that because you can't remember any of the other detailed names about it?
Submarine.
Something about the Titanic.
There is something about the Titanic. It's the
Related.
the Oceangate Titan submersible.
Oceangate. That's right.
Listen, I became obsessed when this happened 2 years ago. Like, I was fixated the whole time when this, like, submersible was all of a sudden missing. And, like, Emmy has gotten really into it and invested in it with me, which is kind of fun.
Have you seen the new video that got released of, like, one of the wives?
Where she was like, what was that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ugh.
Anyways, so a little bit of backup. A little bit of backstory for me. So I have been oddly obsessed with the Titanic since I was a child.
Yeah.
Like, so much so that when the Titanic movie came out, and clearly no one in my family did enough research about it, one of the adults took me to see it at age like 7 or 8 in the theater.
You would have been 11. Or wait, was it 97 or 99?
It was 97. So I would have been 8, depending, time of year. I would have been like 8 or 9. Anyways, I was little. Too little. Yes, that was probably the first time I saw boobies on a movie. So
those are some good ones to see for your first time.
Yeah, and I was never the same again. Anyways.
There were signs.
Yeah.
Stop.
Somehow you're not a full-blown, full-fledged lesbian, but here we are.
There was Jake asked. Oh my God. Jake sent me the same thing you did about, like, making your Barbies like kiss when you were younger. And Jake was like, were you making your Barbies kiss? And I was like, bro, my Barbies were scissoring. And Jake's
like, they were full on.
And Jake's like, there were signs. I'm aware. Somehow Jake just snuck in at the right time. And
yeah. At the time when you were wearing a purity ring, that's when you did it.
That's what happened. That was it. I was still going to church, which is how I ended up with Jacob.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome, Jake.
I wouldn't say not because of church.
No. Probably not because of church. Anyways, so there were signs. Anyways, no, obsessed with Titanic. It's still my favorite movie, and like I understand all of the blah blah blah. It's not the greatest movie, yada yada. I don't care.
Who says that?
I don't know, but I feel like it's just one of those, like, your favorite movie is supposed to be like somehow profound, and like my favorite movie is the fucking Titanic. I love that movie. I don't even care, and not even for the boobies. I mean, the titties are a bonus, but here we are. I just like it for all like the historical Titanic shit. I'm into it. Anyways, so the Titanic wreck wasn't actually like found its location until like the 80s by Robert Ballard finally found where the actual wreck was. And so since then there have been like shockingly few descents to the Titanic. And mostly not because you can't do it, it can be done. And mostly because it's so expensive. And my question is, why is it so expensive to get a sub down to the Titanic? Why does that cost so much?
Well, first of all, the material cost in some degree, because it has to be able to withstand pressure. Means you have to make it out of a certain material. Which I've watched a lot of these with you. So
yeah.
I mean, yeah, the material, obviously, like, you have to have somebody that's willing to take the risk.
So shockingly, the most expensive part, it has to do with the material. But because the material you have to use to make a sub that's going to withstand the pressure of being down that deep in the ocean, you have to have a strong material, and those types of materials tend to be very heavy. And so the biggest cost of getting a sub down to the Titanic is the transportation costs of getting that sub from wherever it was built to a boat that's going to from, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia area, whatever, out there.
Yeah.
It's like the weight of it. The cost of transportation is the most prohibitive cost.
Oh, why don't they just build it right there?
Build it on site. Bring all the materials with you. Build it right the fuck there.
Yeah, build it on site. So yeah, just bring the materials right there and build it right there on site.
So the solution here,
Wow.
that the OceanGate founder, his name is Stockton Rush, and he was also obsessed with going to the Titanic. He's dead. R.I.P. His solution to that cost was to make it out of a more lightweight material. And so he went with carbon fiber. Which brings me to my next question. What is carbon fiber? Jake, you have to let Kelsey go first.
All I know is that race bicycles are made out of carbon fiber, and it's isn't it like a man-made material that's essentially like carbon steel woven, and then it has like a not plexiglass, but like a material over the carbon.
Ish, Jake.
But yeah, it's like a mesh of carbon that's super thin, because it's what's the graphene is the material that's like a single atom thick. So carbon fiber is not that thin, but in terms of making something out of it, like you just said, Kelsey, they take that mesh material of one layer and just layer it over and over with some sort of bonding to make a shape of something that you want to make it out of.
So the key problem here, yes, and yes, is that carbon fiber is essentially a fiber. It is a fabric. Right. And it's very lightweight, which is the bonus, but it's a fabric. So when you're thinking about the two biggest problems with this submarine that went down to the Titanic, and it had done many, many dives before. Let me back up to all my information. So this sub had done a lot of test dives in the Bahamas
before humans,
where they did their testing with humans, without humans, whatever. And
I feel like that water still isn't as deep as the Titanic is.
There are parts of it that were. That they got down pretty close to depth. And so, they tested it. The sub that went down to the Titanic had a different hull than a lot of the ones that they were testing. But one of the things that they found in small scale testing was that, and that they had sensors for in the actual thing, was that at certain pressures, eventually, because it's a fabric, those strands of fabric are going to snap.
Mm-hmm.
So most subs that are going to go to that kind of depth are made out of titanium. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And spherical.
Sense.
And spherical. I'm not there yet. Hang tight. I'm not there yet. And so they even, in one of the tests that Stockton Rush did in one of the documentaries Emmy and I were watching, they had sound sensors in the hull to be able to hear if any of that carbon fiber was snapping, breaking, whatever. And it was just making noise constantly. There was constantly bits of this carbon fiber snapping. They could hear it. Is the wild part.
And they kept on going down deeper and deeper?
Correct. In the dive right before the one where it imploded, they had off the charts readings on those sound sensors. It had been higher than it ever had been. And they were like, no, we're good. We're still going to go again. Well, because the question, and even one of the experts was saying there, the question isn't, is the carbon fiber going to fail? It's, when is it going to fail?
Yeah. Well, what didn't they they had done enough testing that they understood the sound signature of the breakage right before failure.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how they'd be make a new hull, and then they'd be okay, we can run this until we get this signature. Then we need to come up and retire that one. And it was
to some degree.
Yes, but then they started ignoring that type of thing, essentially.
So the dive right before the one where it imploded, they were getting that level of sound signature.
Yeah.
And the problem, too, is that anytime anyone on their team raised concerns about this, they didn't have a job anymore.
Yeah, he'd fire
He'd fire
anybody
him.
that was.
So was he buddies with Donnie J or what?
I mean, pretty much.
He would be.
He would be. They could be besties. No, and so the other problem beyond the carbon fiber, it was the shape of the sub. So most subs that are going to that depth are spherical for the purpose of, like, then you're getting, because the pressure is the big problem. So they're spherical and they're made of titanium because that's a strong enough material to withstand that amount of pressure. And because it's spherical, the pressure is equal on all sides. You're getting like equal forces. So it's not like impacting one part more than the other, damaging one part more than the other. But he, again, it was about money, wanted to make a sub that was more affordable for people to go in. You could fit more people. So it was more like oblong, more like pill-shaped. Well, you're not getting equal pressure in that kind of shape because it's not completely like symmetrical, completely spherical. And so on top of making it out of a material that is inevitably going to fail, it was also a shape that was not built for that kind of pressure, or was not the best option for that kind of pressure. One of the other problems with how this happens brings me to my third and final question, which is, how does a ship get classed? And what does that mean?
Oh, I know this answer from the documentaries.
A ship or like
any kind of water vehicle. So ship, sub, whatever. It's classed.
Yeah, Class A vessel.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I have my boater safety, so I should know this, but I have no clue.
Jake, you want to do it?
Well, now I'm trying to remember it specifically. Wasn't it something like you have, if you register it with the country that you like are operating out of, then you have to class it, but they never registered it or something like that.
Part of it. That's part of it. It was not sailing under any country's flag. It was supposed to be, but it wasn't. But when you get a boat classed, it has to, there are very specific safety tests that need to happen for a boat to get classed. And you can't have like paying passengers until it's classed, because you can't have someone paying for something that might not be safe. Oh. Here was the workaround. Every single person that went on that sub that paid for it was not a passenger. They were a mission specialist. So the way he did a workaround is that these people aren't passengers. They're part of our mission. They're crew members. They're doing things. Yeah. To the extent that they had these mission specialists, which are effectively paying passengers, drilling the bolts that secured the hull to the ship before they were going down.
Oh my God. That's so
like,
ominous.
I'm not...
Like, there's like videos, I'm sure, of
yes!
them drilling in their own
demise. In the hull. Well, no,
Oh.
because it has to be from the outside. So it's like they would take like two groups of people to like the boat out to where they were going. Okay, this group is going to go down today, kind of thing. So yeah, no, drilling. They've got these random Joe Schmo who happens to have $250,000 is going to secure the bolts on this hull before we go down 4,000 meters.
They just called it an experimental vehicle.
Experimental vehicle. All these people are mission specialists,
and
now they don't have to get it classed. There's no safety regulations for it.
So is the company still existent, or is it
like
done, sued to shit?
Yes, all of the above.
Like all the families have all the money, essentially.
I mean, hopefully. So, but like, forget like the workarounds, because it's one of those like, oh my God, how does this happen? And
wow.
Yeah, that newest one that came out was really good, and there's a lot of really telling parts in that one.
Yes.
Like, there is a guy, I know we both really like the part about the guy that works for Discovery Channel.
Yes.
You probably would recognize him, but he was going to do...
He did, like, he went down, not all the way down, but he went down in the sub with him. He did, like, this whole interview, this whole, like, tour, documentary walk around. He was from...
I think I saw some of that.
What's he from on Discovery Channel?
A lot of stuff. He's one of their main guys.
Okay. But go ahead, Jake.
But, yeah, so, like, he was going to do a whole documentary and, like, eventually go down to the Titanic with it, but he didn't get any further than going on the first like interview and test before he was like, there's too many red flags. I need to pull the plug on my documentary.
And he was like,
and
I
Godspeed
cannot,
you all.
he's
on
like,
your,
I cannot morally put this out there for the world to see.
yeah.
Like, I don't want people to know about this. I don't feel good about promoting this guy, so I'm not doing it.
Wow. And now he's put out something going a different direction, obviously, but about it all.
Well, no. This
No.
guy is just from like the Discovery Channel.
pulled the plug
I think he does like
entirely.
Expedition Unknown or stuff. So this
Yeah.
was just going to be an episode on his own show.
I
But
see.
he's like, I'm not doing this episode.
I
like,
think it was
want
going to
no
be a
part
whole
of it.
series,
Was it?
Kayla. Yeah.
Maybe.
And he had to like put his hat under his arm and go to the channel and be like, you greenlit the show, but I'm coming and telling you that we can't make it now that I like started going on, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
There was another kid, and I mean he was young, who went down, like made it to the Titanic on that ship or whatever, and he was talking about, like, it got visibly emotional in his interview where he was talking about, you know, remembering being in there and being up against like the domed window on the end of it, and then also then remembering seeing that being like hoisted onto the ship after they recovered it, like seeing that exact same dome, and he was like I was there.
Yeah.
So it like freaking wild. But yeah, no, the video you were talking about is the wife where she's, you know, they're listening in, they're getting all the signals back from the ship. It like pings every so many seconds, and then she hears a noise from like the computer in their control room, like on the surface vessel. And she like looks over and she's like, what was that? And, you know, now that all of this has come to light, she literally heard the sound of the ship, of the submersible imploding.
Yeah. They didn't put any video like feed in any of that, or like it just seems crazy like that they didn't have cameras in it.
I mean, they had cameras in it that hasn't, you know, survived.
Well, yeah, of course, but like I would have assumed that they would have had like a live feed of the people in the submersible.
Oh, I don't think so. It didn't seem like it. So they've recovered, you know, parts of the submersible, but they haven't recovered any kind of, you know, human remains, just because of they're gone.
Yeah, they're blown
like
to
they're
smithereens. There's
confetti.
Confetti. That's a great way to put it.
Sorry.
They did have like a live is not always live, right? Like there's time for signals to transfer. Like they didn't have a cable connected to it to go as fast as possible. They had and then water is a thing, you know, a lot of material to get a signal through. So actually, one of the things in that clip is that they had sent a message from the submersible, and in between the time of when they sent the message and they received the message is when the implosion happened. So the implosion happened, and then they got a message. They got that delayed message right afterwards.
Or they had lost contact.
They were like, well, that was a weird sound. Oh, but they just sent us a message, so everything must be okay. When that message had actually come before there, but it took that time for the signal to get to them.
Emmy's favorite part in one of the documentaries we watched, they featured like a promo video that they had for the company. And one part in there, someone is like, Oceangate, safely diving since, you know, since 2002. And so Emmy's favorite, the way the guy says it, Emmy's favorite thing is anytime we like talk about Oceangate or the Titan submersible, Emmy will go, safely diving. Like this. She's like, excuse me? So they're like, safely diving since, and she's like,
so
safely
safe.
diving?
That's
Safely
so
diving.
What was the company called?
Oceangate.
Oceangate.
So that's mine and Emmy's new thing. Anytime anything is like someone does something that's, you know, dubious and skeptical, we'll just be like, safely diving.
Safely diving. Oh yeah, they've suspended all exploration and commercial operations.
Shock.
Wow.
So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, that's wild.
My favorite is it's terrible. This makes me a terrible person. But there's like someone made shortly after, like they realized that there was an implosion, like there's, imminent demise of the submersible. Someone made a graph that was deaths caused by the Titanic by year. And so it's, 1900 to like 2025 or whatever. So, 1900, nothing. 1912, you've got a huge spike on the graph. And then back to nothing. And then it gets to 2023 and there's a little tiny spike on the graph. I'm like, that's terrible.
Oh, my God.
It's so funny. So, yeah.
Wow.
There's that. That's what I got.
That's what you got. That's cool.
See, we're more interesting than just our degrees.
Yeah, you guys are more interesting than just your degrees. Bravo. Do we have topics for next week that you guys have thought about, or are we winging it next week? Or are we just going to surprise everybody? What's the sitch?
I have one picked out for Jake.
Oh, I had one when we last, and then we had canceled it, and then I don't remember what it was, so I don't have one right now.
I have one for Jake, but
no, wait.
What?
Maybe the one I have written down is the one we. Okay, I think I do have one. Really.
Okay, what you got?
Did we do this? I don't think we did this. I put it down. Bullying.
Oh no, we didn't do that one.
Yeah, that was.
Like in terms of what?
Like how, from like a teacher's standpoint, do you deal
how is
with
it dealt with? Like as a teacher, the frequency of it happening. What?
Yeah, and then maybe even like
talk about like the implications and how it impacts
what even happens nowadays. Maybe people aren't really aware of like what bullying looks like in 2025.
If my kids' schools are any reflection, the schools suck at dealing with it. So, just saying.
Okay.
I guess we'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
Guess you'll find out. I do have one for Jake that I had written down, and I happen to remember it. Jake's going to do the Heisenberg uncertainty principle.
Okay.
Because we've talked about this and touched on it a number of times.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you've mentioned it more than once. We've touched on it, and I've written it down as like a potential topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
wasn't there a movie or something that we watched that was about the Heisenberg?
They mentioned it in there. We watched Theory of Everything about Stephen Hawking.
Oh, yeah. And they talked about that. Okay.
Which Emmy ended up being more interested in than you were.
Yeah, well,
Emmy,
she's a lot smarter than I am.
Emmy has an affinity for like historically based movies.
Yeah,
so I
like them too, but
like true story movies. So Theory of Everything. Her other favorite one recently was the 6888 about the all-female African American battalion in World War II. Obsessed. They're like a male. It was amazing. We watched one about Diana Nyad, who swam from Cuba to Florida.
Wow.
She's here for some true story, historically based.
No, that's not my jam.
Yeah, I know, but your kid likes it.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it, so.
Yeah, that's better than some things.
Right?
She could be watching Zombies 4. I mean,
she could be watching Five Nights at Freddy's.
True.
All right.
True. Great. Well, this is good to get back in the swing of things. I know we've been like kind of kicking our feet a little bit just because we've all been busy, but it was fun recording with you guys, and hopefully everybody enjoyed our topics. It's also just like fun to just talk about like random shit, like I think that it's kind of fun. I think we should do this more regularly where we're talking about like random common things that are interesting to us, because I don't know.
Because we're cool ass people, all three of us. Even you, Kelsey.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Great. Well, thanks for joining along. Follow us on Instagram and on TikTok. At This Wasn't on TikTok. And at This Wasn't on the Test on Instagram. Follow and subscribe us wherever you get your podcasts. And thanks for joining us and finding out why this wasn't on the test. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.